Oh, I'm live now, aren't I? That just occurred to me. Whew. One moment while we learn again how to properly configure a stream in a small window. So, let's see. To reiterate. Oh yeah, that's right, this game does that. Let me try to load the game before it gets too weird. I think we're ultimately here. Yeah. Alright, we'll have some catching up to do in a minute. Just, 1 second while I make sure that sound and video are balanced. You're probably seeing it in a little corner right now. I'll just need a minute to fix that. Oh nice, my laptop is frozen. Cool. We love to see it. That's it. I'm getting out me mobile. Okay. Yes, we are verifiably looking at a little window in the corner. So cool. So, just a minute while I try to resolve this peacefully. Oh, that's my invisible webcam. Ignore that. This game's gonna be hard enough to configure in today, so I'm just gonna roll this out. Okay, hold up. Drag this away. Why am I forgetting how to do this now? Sorry about my wallpaper. Kaylee kept on changing it to snails with legs, so I had to switch it to something. Do. Maybe I need to close Syberia, actually. That could be part of the problem. I cannot currently see chat because... Oh, hold up, wait. My laptop is unfrozen. Here we are. Alright. It'll be a minute before we get things up and running. You guys know how it is. Streaming an old game. So what I want to know is why can't I grip the display? Did I lock it? Is that why? How many display captures do I have? There it is. That was the problem. I had locked it. So, nice. We love... Now we're going places. So we'll zoom in like that. Shit, I didn't actually have to close the game. Yeah. Launch again. Sure, allow it. Okay. That's closer to full screen. We're getting there. Not quite centered, though. So now we're going to take this, and I think we want to move it over to the left a bit. Now to refer again. In theater mode. Hang on. Countess, this is the earliest I've ever been for a stream. Yeah, this part's getting cut from the VOD. Okay, it's centered, but it could be a little bit bigger. Alright, this should be an easy fix. So what I'm going to do is drag this down, maybe? No, drag it up, actually. Oh, this is... Yes, please. More like that. Now how are we looking? Oh, that's right, it's going to corrupt it again. Control plus D. Out of all the things I could have changed my background to. Listen, I love Pat Roach. Give me a second and I'll go on a tangent about him. Now it's too big. Alright. This is a good problem to have. This is a problem that can be solved easily. Just requires a little gumption. Now, how do we look? Waiting for it to update on my end. Sorry about the latency. Yeah, you know what? That might do it. Let me try opening up the load game. I think we're on this one. I don't know who Pat Roach is, but that photo is disturbing. Listen, he's great, okay? Give me a second and I'll tell you all about him, because you know who Pat Roach is. You just don't know that you know who he is. Let me open my inventory and see if we're... got everything. Is any part of the HUD cut off? I don't think it is. I hope it's not. How about if I move my mouse down to the bottom corner? Does this cut out? I think we might have, like, the perfect balance now. I might as well ask you guys now, is my sound good? Is the game too loud? Am I too loud? Is either of us too quiet? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Wow, okay, looks like I have the full window. Okay, anyhow, yes, I'm just obligated to do this real quick. This guy, Pat Roach, this is a shot from Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is the bald German mechanic dude that Indy fights on the airplane. This guy is such an unsung hero of the Indiana Jones movies because he does not just play the German mechanic who dies horribly in the propeller. He is a professional boxer, I think, who also plays one of the Sherpa brawlers at the beginning of the movie. And he also plays, like, the giant bearded tuggy slave driver in Temple of Doom. And he has a cameo in Last Crusade, but they cut his scene, unfortunately. Bottom line is that this guy got the shit beaten out of him by Indiana Jones, like, 4 different times, and not all of them even made it into the movies. And he unfortunately died of throat cancer before the 4th movie could be made, which, you know, kind of spared him from being in a bad movie. And thank God he wasn't around for the 5th. Bottom line is that this guy is a legend, and I love him, and he doesn't get enough representation, and I also just love his smile. This is just such a goofy shot. And that is now my current screensaver. Anyhow, back to Syberia now. It's Syberia time. Ooh. So long and short of it is that I recently discovered that this game is much longer than I thought it would be. Like, at the rate we've been going at, this would be an 18-part series. I already made a post about this. I'm liking the game, but it is a very slow game, as I'm sure you've caught on to. And it ultimately came down to I was not going to have a good time with it if I had to play through this game, which already requires a lot of patience, and then sit and spend 2.5 hours editing each episode. So my compromise is that we will now try to do a weekly stream to push on forward. And to test my hypothesis and prove to you that I would not have a good time playing this if I continue to edit it, is that I actually did beat this chapter on my offline, just me talking to my camera recording. And you're right, I did not have a good time with it because I was just in a rush and complaining and dreading that I'd have to edit stuff. So I decided that I would just re-roll it and start again from the halfway point of Barrockstadt, which is where I am now, so we can play through it together. Because this game is a really rich and illustrious story, and I'm liking the environments, but boy howdy can they be frustrating when you have to wait for Kate to walk up every single stair step. A game like a snail with legs, you could say. Oh my god, Kaylee's in chat, that's why. Yes, snail with leg cameo. So yeah, today, I've just had a really busy week. It's been a really busy day. I've done like 6 different things at 6 different places before noon. And I'm now sitting down to enjoy this chapter. So, where we left off, everyone was dodging our question about the Sauvignon grapes, which...
Do excuse me, Professor.
I have some complaints about this.
Professor, sorry to disturb you again.
Everyone keeps on telling us
to know, miss?
to go ask the next guy about the grapes. Huh? Why don't I have the... Oh shit, maybe I'm too far back.
I'll leave you...
Sorry?
Loki reminds me of the navigation in the Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone PC game. Can I stream that one next? Well, if it's got navigation like this, it's a maybe. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm thinking, where did I... No, this is actually too far if I have the wine bottle. Oh, I'm so silly. I am quite silly, in fact. I made a couple safety saves. I think I'm on this one, actually. Yes, this is where I am. So, several things are happening here. If we talk to Holt Scotto up here about the grapes, he brushes us off and tells us to go talk to the professor. Man, I'm loving this tea. It's like this mango coconut
Excuse
tea, and
me,
I had a cream
Station
and honey to
Master,
it.
but I need you again.
Can't you see I am very, very busy?
No.
Fine.
You're not busy at all.
I'm looking
Sauvignon.
for a kind of little juicy berry. You don't know where I could find some?
Look, lady, the station doesn't have...
Yeah, we've heard this before, but the last thing he says
But
is
you see-
important.
Wow.
I don't know.
What do you mean? I don't know. How should I know where to find your stupid grave? Go ask your Professor, what's his name, Pons, the paleontologist.
But you're the master of this station, so you should know better than anyone.
Nobody tells me anything. I don't know. Go see the old guy with the fossils.
Just checking now
I
that we
won't
have
dis-
dialogue. Is everyone talking loud enough for you guys? Because it is no problem at all for me to bump that up. Bottom line, yeah, we're being led in a circle. The rectors told us to go talk to the station master, and the station master told us to go talk to the professor. So something hinky's going on, and we now have to get to the bottom of it. Sound is fine, cool. All right, I'll stop asking about sound. I know that must get annoying. I've been drinking so much tea, just for like the microdose of caffeine to get me through the day, that it's so nice to just actually have something that's decaf and flavorful for once, instead of just like Lapsang Souchong Chinese black tea that tastes like ash and barn floor. Not that I don't like barn floor tea, there's just a time and place for it. So now we will speak with
Do
him.
excuse me, Professor.
Skip the introductory, and then Sauvignon.
You wouldn't know where the forest Sauvignon plants are kept in Barrockstadt, would you?
Why do you think there are Sauvignon plants here?
I read about it in a book at the library.
Try going to see the station master. If such a shrub exists, he will have a better idea than anyone.
It's actually he who sent me to you. I thought it a little strange, but he definitely said ask the paleontologist.
He said old guy with
You're
fossils,
the only
to be
one
fair.
here, aren't you?
Yes, yes indeed. What a strange way to behave. Well, I think he must have made a mistake, that's all. Nobody tells me anything here. Maybe you should ask the rectors. After all, they are in charge of the university.
All right, thanks.
So passive-aggressive,
Sorry.
just, alright, thanks. Yeah, we're being lied to. Everyone is just sending us on a wild grape chase. This began with the station master. He sent us to the rector sent us back to the station master. And they don't stop coming. So, now we have freaking Huey, Louie, and Dewey over here, who are gonna help settle the score.
Gentlemen, forgive me for disturbing you again, but I have a little problem.
A little problem, a little problem. Everyone has little problems now, you know.
They are kept to oneself, and they don't stop the world from turning.
That one's my favorite.
Nor
the one on the
trains
far
from
right.
leaving stations.
Sauvignon.
Are you sure there are no Amazon Sauvignon plants in Barrockstadt? Because I have just interviewed the station master and the paleontologist, and what they said really didn't convince me that there wasn't any here.
Hello, Yanima.
We are quite definite on this point. There are no Sauvignon plants growing in Barrockstadt.
You see, miss,
I
the
love how they say it.
Amazon forest sauvignon is a rare shrub that requires very special conditions for growth.
That's right. Conditions that are very hard to reproduce, believe you me.
Difficult, but not impossible. Fortunately, our garden has proved very successful.
Your garden? So, there is a garden in Barrockstadt?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, the garden. Well, if there was one, it would be only a little garden hidden behind the station. But our station master would be very proud of it.
Here comes Mr.
He
F
would
to
take very good
rub his
care of
face
it,
against
too.
my mic.
Everything would grow marvelously if we were able to cultivate it at all, and it would be all down to his gardening prowess.
And we would be proud as punch. And we wouldn't forget the role the paleontologist might play in this.
But there's no garden, I
What's
swear.
the paleontologist got to do with it all?
Without him and without his laboratory, how would we make the wine, do you think?
And it would be good wine indeed, my dear colleagues, would it not?
Wine?
Oh, yes, a delightful balm to soothe away our long hours of toil and our heavy responsibilities.
We would wait impatiently every year for the arrival of the year's produce.
So, if I have understood you correctly, there are indeed Sauvignon plants in Barrockstadt. They are cultivated in a garden behind the station, then turned into wine by the paleontologist's loving care. And finally, the pleasure of tasting is yours. If I'm not very much mistaken, gentlemen, you have a minor racket operating here.
Miss, you do go jumping to some hasty conclusions.
We never said that. That's not what we said at all.
Could you please repeat that into my lapel?
We
Into
were
this
talking
comically
in the
oversized
conditional,
flower on my
you
lapel.
know, with ifs and woulds.
So, what would happen if I had such a hunch?
You would have to keep it to yourself, of course.
Yes,
Say hi to
if
Mr.
you would
F,
be
everyone.
so kind as to keep it a secret. It would only be a small local concern, producing barely a few bottles every year.
That's right. Nothing so grandiose as a business. Otherwise, we'd be liable to be fined. So, we can count on your discretion, can't we?
Don't worry, I have no intention at all of getting messed up in anything.
I like to think that the fine for, like, brewing wine without a license here is, like, $50 or something super tiny, but this university
Here
is
we
so
are,
broke
busy
that they can't afford it.
chatting, and look at the clock. It's tea time.
Already? My word, doesn't time fly by?
Thank you for a charming visit, miss.
You got it, pals. Goodbye. I hope to never speak to them again. So, this concludes my business with the rectors regarding the wine. I think that more or less gives me permission to go confront Holt Scotto at the station about it. I have to ask, can you guys hear my cat purring? Because he is, like, on my desk purring in close proximity to the microphone. Not that I'm going to do anything about it, I just want to know if it's bothering people. Do not rub your face on it. There you go, Kate. Take your time with those steps. They put so many stairs in this place just to pad the runtime of the game, I swear.
Excuse me,
Gotcha. What?
Sauvignon.
you have been playing with me, haven't you? You knew very well there were forest Sauvignon berries in the station garden.
No, not at all. I've never seen your Sauvignon thing.
You don't have to lie to me. I know all about it. You and the rectors are in cahoots, and the professor's lab has been turned into a distillery. You've all got a nice little smuggling racket on the side.
Tuon, how you doing?
Smuggling racket. Hey, lady, you're going a bit far there. It's just a little on-the-side thing we got going. That's
You catch
all.
us just in time
It's
to
for
expose the
ourselves.
Barrockstadt wine mafia.
You should be ashamed of yourselves. Aren't you worried about the reputation of this
Don't
fine
scold them.
university? The
What
authorities
fine
should be
university?
informed of
This
this.
place is a smoldering ruin.
But we haven't done anything wrong. It's not a crime.
Can you open the gate to the garden, please?
Sure. No problemo. Right away, miss.
Alright. Now, do I follow him, or... No, I have to actually go there. Well, I had totally forgotten that there was a locked gate on this side of the station house anyhow, but... Thus concludes the end of this bit. Oh, wait a second. Oh, okay, I just remembered why I need the Sauvignon grapes in the first place. Sorry, I'm stupid. So, it's to feed those birds that are hanging around by the ladder, because, Kate is too afraid of 3 birds to do it herself.
There you are. Please feel free to visit the garden at your leisure. And there was just one thing. I'm not a liar. Not really. Just mum's the word. There is a reputation in the university to think about. And I have superiors, and I have to do what I can.
I understand. Don't you worry.
Oh, thank you, miss.
Oh my gosh, look at his fingers. The fingers on his hand were so messed up. Did he even have a thumb? Gosh, that was freaky. It's like the Fallout New Vegas finger glitch where people's hands just turn into spiders out of the blue when you're in vats. So, this is the side of Barrockstadt that did not get bombed, apparently. What are these, birch trees? Ash trees, they look nice. Hello, Zach, hope you're doing well. There are our Sauvignon berries, so we can get back to the bird business. But there is something else, though. The big stumper that really threw me for a loop in this chapter, I will show you guys, because it's something important that I should keep in mind for later chapters now. And it has to do with the paleontologist, and an item that we actually brought with us, but no longer have in our inventory. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Gotta get back to the train first. I keep thinking in my head that this is like a full-size train with like multiple cars, like Last Train Up Blue Moon Canyon, but it's literally just an engine and one housing car. Hello, Oscar. So the item that we need, that I would have never guessed in a million years, is to actually come back and take this mammoth. There is some important applications we can have with it. I would not have figured that we needed anything in this car for like the rest of the game. But now we have it. Mr. F has now given up on trying to play Syberia with me, so I can recenter my mic now. This way, actually. Oh, you know what? No. Let's do things efficiently. I do not want to go to this ladder yet. I want to instead go back to the paleontologist. That'll only take 5 minutes for me to walk through all these screens. This game reminds me of The Raven. Oh, you know what? That's right, The Raven is another game people told me to play. I may have even bought that and still haven't played it. I think subconsciously I thought this game and The Raven were the same.
Miss,
Oh, here comes
please,
Holt again.
excuse me.
Yes?
You know, I want to apologize for our little misunderstandings. I brought you a bottle of wine. Barrockstadt Sauvignon. Very good year. Let me know what you think.
I'm very touched. Thank you.
Good luck on your journey, lady.
Thank you.
Yadimus says, I've taken mammoths for my own personal gain IRL as well. Well, I mean, it's not a real mammoth, but it's technically just as valuable because it's actually a toy that's like millennia old. I don't know. We'll learn more about that before the end of the stream. I do quite love the soundtrack in this game. I can already tell that this is going to be a soundtrack that I put on long after this playthrough's done. Just when I gotta study or do work or something. My studying days are almost behind me, though. This should be my last semester of university before I graduate. I bought you a bottle of beverage. Didn't we need that exact wine? We'll need that wine later. But as of right now, it's just a token of his gratitude that we are keeping quiet. Anyhow, yes, this paleontologist who alluded to having known Hans earlier, we want to give him the mammoth doll.
Do excuse me, Professor. Professor, sorry to disturb you again. Professor, I have brought you something that should be of interest to you.
Professor 3 times in a
Look.
row. Pulls
What have you got
4,000-year-old
there,
doll
then?
out of my coat
Let's
pocket.
see. An effigy of a mammoth. But this is Hans' doll, is it not? Yes, of course it is. How on earth did you... Oh, my God. It's in my hands. It exists. It really exists. Please do excuse me. I'm deeply, deeply moved.
You see? Your Hans and my Vorarlberg heir are one and the same.
This is incredible. After all these years, how can I ever thank you, my dear? Oh, I must waste no time. I'm off to my laboratory. I must study this carefully. may I borrow your treasure a moment?
Well, actually,
Don't worry, miss. I will take the greatest care of it. But I need to study it. You see, it has such importance to me that this very afternoon I shall deliver an
Here
impromptu
we go.
lecture to my students about this very object. If you are interested in Hans Vorarlberg, then it is essential that you attend. Huh?
do you think so?
Obviously. Give me your telephone number and I will call you the moment my lecture begins.
Smooth way to ask
I
for my
will
number,
return you
Professor.
your doll at the end. You have my word.
Okay, wait, this is actually pretty neat, though. He lets us into his classroom now. Tuon says, congrats on concluding your university. Thank you. It's, I got started early, luckily, because I had a high school program that allowed me to take college credit from high school. So that was a blessing. And,
What
I'm
is
more
it
or
you
less
want
getting
to
out a
know,
year
miss?
earlier than I would have otherwise. Actually, there's nothing new
Sorry?
for us to talk about with him in here, but there are important items we can grab. That's the doll right there, but we're gonna leave that for now. This is such a neat lab classroom, though. My favorite classrooms growing up in school were always the science classrooms with, like, the fun lab tables. I remember when we did the dissection class. I could not believe that they just let high schoolers do that shit. They really shouldn't have. I only ever dissected a rat. Did you guys ever dissect anything weird? Oh, that's right. There is a voice tube in here. Clearly one from, like, Hans's design. I think we're ready to get back out now. You did a shark sack? Shit. Okay, you mean like a baby shark though, right? You did not dissect like a whole ass surfboard length shark, did you? Like as a class? Wait, aren't sharks like endangered too? No, a little tiger shark. Jaws reference. I think the craziest thing I've heard of people dissecting is actually oh my gosh, Tuon says, I am a school science teacher, so my students have done fetal pigs, frogs, and cows' eyes. Man. Of all those things, the cow's eye is probably what would make me most squeamish. I'm not an eyeball guy. Eyeballs kind of freak me out. I will say though, probably the gnarliest thing that I've ever heard about anyone having to dissect for a class is actually at a high school I went to. They had a high-level anatomy class where they would take a field trip to a morgue and I believe dissect partially a human cadaver, like a body that had been donated to science. That shit is just. I mean, I think it's perfectly ethical. You donate your body to science, a bunch of kids are gonna cut it open for class credit. But that's a lot of shit to just have like a junior in high school do. I don't know. I'm assuming that like by the time you get to like senior, junior level anatomy, you've weeded out the kids who are gonna cause a problem with like dissecting a body. But God, it's that is a day that I don't think I would be squeamish about it, but it would just be like a surreal experience. Anyhow, yes, we can now climb up this ladder because we have lured the birds away. So, at the top of this ladder, the reason that I wanted to wait from this incredibly long thing, we find the mechanical eagle that was mentioned earlier. It doesn't work anymore, and I thought we were going to try to fix it, but we can't. And right here is the brass egg that we need to get the bandstand working again.
Impossible to reach it.
But yes, we cannot reach it. Let's see. So what we want to do is actually just use this test tube holder that we got from the laboratory to reach an extra, like, 6 inches to grab it. And I won't lie, that pissed me off, because I came up here and I'm just like, what do you mean you can't reach it? It's right in front of you. That is arm's length distance right there. But I suppose it's just the game trying to prevent you from sequence breaking, because, I mean, I'll be honest, I would have never found out about the whole interlude that goes on with, what do you call it? I would have never figured out to get the mammoth from the train and bring it to the professor. But now we are able to fix the bandstand, which is a pleasant sight and sound, and then we'll get paid our penance. Pittance, that's the word I wanted to use. Tiny bit of money. So on a very real note, like I said, this is my last semester, and it's going to be hella busy because of that. I've talked about it before, and I'm sure that I've mentioned this too many times now, but I'm a video post-production major, which means that I'm actually supposed to be a good editor. And the channel has for a long time just kind of been my my outlet for making fun little videos and hobbies. And I don't usually get to put too much time into editing them, because most of them are Let's Plays. Top 10s and top 15s, those can be fun to put some more effort into, because, you know, I actually get to mix sound into them, some music, and sometimes find good clips. But so what I'm getting to is that I want to start making better videos for this channel. And I think a lot of what that means is spending less time on Let's Plays, which is why I'm switching this one to be a stream now, which I'm already liking. This is working just fine. And spending more time on more thoughtful videos, which would probably be more like top 10s or rankings of some kind, or maybe even the occasional video essay if I become that insufferable. It's whatever. The long and short of it is that I want to make better videos instead of just consistent... Come on, go back to the door. Instead of just like twice a week Let's Plays. Cuckoo's egg. Pop it in there. Fun little cutscene. Oh, actually, no. Now the cutscene happens. Nope, I lied again. Shit. Haunted carousel door. Yes, top 10 cuckoo tricks. You know, Julian is coming home this weekend for like a day or two. Maybe I can convince him to do a top 10. I'm not sure if we'll find the time. It may just be like a family weekend. Looks like a Dalek. You know what, actually, it's a good idea. A good top 10 idea is top 10 easiest or hardest awards to get. Probably hardest awards would be a better one. I do have, I think, a decent and fun idea for a top 10 that we could do. That if we were to do one, it would probably be the one I'm thinking of. But that would be a better one in the future once I actually learn how to 100% the games. I've never actually tried to 100% the Nancy Drew game. Hope so. Top 10 is always good. Thank you. Appreciate you saying so. I do really like the violin music that they play. I just wish that you solved this puzzle early on in this chapter so that you could hear it more often. This is my home base for real, for real. Alright, give me my money, boys.
Gentlemen,
A little problem.
They are kept to...
Nor
Money.
some sailors have agreed to tow the train, but I don't
Oh
have
my
enough
god,
money
I
to
forgot
pay
to
them.
ask them for this.
I was wondering if
Sorry
you
for
could
the
help me
sequence
out
break.
for a while.
So I was supposed to do this before.
I could work for the money.
Popping in
Please
that one at
wait,
work.
miss.
Hope
We
you're
have
winning, Jamie.
certain
Thanks, babe. I'm winning so hard,
confibulations to
Kaylee.
attend to.
That is right. We must confibulate between ourselves. A collegiate decision must be taken.
We must
I
confibulate.
hope that we are not indisposing you in any way.
I actually googled what confibulate means, and they did not at all use it right, but it's
Why
really
not?
funny.
If it helps us get rid of that train,
My word, that is a fine idea.
What do you have in mind, gentlemen?
When you arrived here, you must have noticed a splendid bandstand
I
which
cannot
honors
believe
the main
I forgot
university
to ask
courtyard.
these goobers about
A
this.
unique piece of mechanical craftsmanship which no longer works, alas.
Why, yes, we have very moving memories of its melodies. We're prepared to offer you a financial reward if you can set it working again.
With pleasure. What do I have to do?
Unfortunately, my dear, time and rust have taken their toll on this university, and our automatons no longer have a spring in their step.
I'm just
tell
going
you
to
the
fast
truth, there
forward a
are
bit because
number
this
of-
boils
Your
down to
train,
we need you to
however,
fix the
isn't it?
I
bandstand,
hope that I can show...
Well,
which,
my dear
which I have just
colleague,
done.
Gentlemen, I have managed to
we
repair
go.
your university bandstand.
The bandstand is playing again. This is marvelous news.
I snapped my
we are
fingers
really
and got it done.
very grateful indeed.
Yes, very grateful indeed. We will look back on your visit with much fondness.
I
in
have
our
no
hearts.
proof that I did what I said
And
I
now
did.
let us in turn honor our word. How much is it you need, miss?
$100, if it's not too much to ask.
That's like twice what their whole grant is.
We agreed to grant you the aforementioned sum, miss. You may now leave with your train.
Let's go. Great big money bag.
And while we're on the subject, when will you be leaving?
As
yes,
soon
because
as
now
I
you
can.
should relocate your train as quickly as possible.
Please. I'm
Here we are.
depart from these goobers now. Yanimus says the easiest award you can get in any Nancy Drew game is from Secrets Can Kill Remastered. It's called the Super Sleuth Award, and it flags off as soon as you boot up the game. Why are these guys giving off Volturi from Twilight vibes? I know nothing about Twilight, but I still understood that sentence. God. Let's see. Where am I? What am I doing? I want to go this way. So now we can pay the boat people. And the boat people ought to be able to tow our train. I won't lie. This is probably my least favorite puzzle of the chapter coming up, just because it's both needless and poorly designed. I don't think I even needed to go inside. I messed that up. Down the stairs, Kate. Alright. Let's give them their money. Did they give it to me in nickels or something? Like, this is a very big bag of money for $100.
There you go. Here's your money. I've checked it. It's all there.
Drop it in the river.
Ah, thank you. Not difficult get dollar. See? You are a real businesswoman.
I am a girl boss,
I'm not
yes,
the only
indeed.
one around here.
We pleased to do deal with you. Now, you open lock or we no help you.
Why didn't you manage to open them? After all, you don't have to be a genius.
I'm just gonna skip this. This is like 4 different languages. I see German, I see French.
My husband say instructions complicated. No understand manual. My husband angry. Very angry. Oh, now telephone broke. Kaput.
Now that is annoying. What are you gonna do next?
We wait repairman.
Well, I don't have the time to wait. I'll have to go have a look. There must be some way of releasing the opening mechanism.
Take key. Sailor always need key for lock.
Now look at this bit. They throw me the key here. If I was like if I blinked or just wasn't paying attention, I would never notice that hitbox. Look
Okay,
how
thanks.
small that key is on my screen. Good thing I saw it the first time. So, this is the puzzle that I did not want. I wait repairman daily. It's busted up little barge control over here. What this ultimately is a staircase for boats, as the station master will tell you. It raises the boat from this low canal to the higher canal. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I forget who this is, but I assure you it's terribly unimportant.
Hello?
Kay,
Yeah,
how's
it's
my
Mom.
little baby girl? I was thinking about you only yesterday because I saw this fantastic fur coat. You are wrapping up warm, aren't you? I mean, people in foreign countries never know how to dress properly for the weather.
I don't even know what she means
Mom,
by that.
it's so sweet of you to worry, but I'm fine, really. The trip's a breeze, no worries. I mean, there's...
Well, when are you coming back? Frank is dying to meet you.
Frank? Oh, yeah, your singer. You two seeing each other then?
Oh, you'll never guess the surprise he gave me yesterday.
No, I suppose I won't.
Frank invited me to a big charity show organized by, someone or another.
This must
anyway.
be relevant eventually.
They got him singing a couple of old numbers from his repertoire, and in the end, he asked me to go up on stage with him. Can you imagine me, your mother, on stage in front of thousands of people?
Why does it sound like a
Wow, I would
rainforest
have
in the
loved
train
to have been
station?
there.
It basically is.
Not too emotional, I hope.
It's a plant and bird
Too
sanctuary
emotional by
that's
far,
been
especially
adjusted
as
to be
I
like the
hadn't even been to
Amazon's climate.
hairdresser. Well, I didn't even have the proper dress on. But Frank promised me he'd see to that next time. Oh, he's such a cutie. And he's got the sweetest little...
I'm sure he has, Mom.
It would be so good if you could join us one day. Let's see. When is his next gala?
I
Don't
really
forget to
don't
leave.
care,
I'll
and I'm
look out for
actually going to
We'll
skip the
see.
conversation. Bye, Mom. If only I could do that in real life. To my mom, if you ever watch this, I'm just kidding. I love talking to you. Disclaimer. Okay, so this is the busted up phone thing. My stupid ass could not figure out. See,
That looks broken.
the phone has been ripped off the hinges. And I'm like, well, shit, how am I going to fix the phone? How am I going to call this important number right here? With my real phone, of course. I totally forgot that I have a phone in this game. 2766-6742. So now we open that up. And send. Hopefully.
Welcome to the East Block Control Center. To start, press the number sign.
That's right. They make me do the whole ass customer service gameplay.
If you are using the Haltenberg lock, press 1. If you are using the Moore lock...
Barrockstadt lot is press 4.
If you want to raise the water level, press 1. If you want to lower the water level, press 2. To return to the last command, press the number sign.
I think I want to raise it.
You want to raise the water level in the Barrockstadt lock? To confirm your choice, press star.
Press star.
Your request has been logged. Unfortunately, our regional technician is currently on holiday, and no replacement is available.
What? What just happened? Pat Roach jump scare.
We will reply to your request within 48 hours. In case of an emergency, please operate the lock system manually.
Okay, I think we're good.
We apologize for delays.
I don't know
to
what that
our
was about.
service.
The game just randomly decided we need to pop him out. Okay, real quick, let me just load the game back in. Whenever you window it out, it blacks out everything. Maybe that's why the random phone call from Mom happens, to remind the player that they have a cell phone. If that was the purpose, then I was too dense to pick up on it, because I totally took that phone call and then forgot that I had a phone. So we're going to unlock this.
The instructions are written in a language I don't recognize.
Well, shit. Okay, so I think what you want to do is 4 for Barrockstadt Station, and then 1 to raise the water level, and then start to confirm. No, that did not work. About 4 and then 2 star. Okay, yeah, that did it. Lower the water level, that's what we're going to do. Now the gate opens up. We love walking gameplay. I do love how she runs. She runs so goofy. I want to see her and James Sunderland running side by side.
Hey there!
Guten Tag, schöne Mademoiselle.
My husband say,
Locks are open.
Right, I've got it. I know now how the locks work. So guide your boat into the lock, and I'll take care of the mechanism.
Godverdomme. Das ist eine echte Ladies. Alle etwa. Range alle Dingen and obligados de dame.
Hinger Dinger Dargan. Yes,
what
I
did your
concur.
husband say?
you, hurry up. We hurry to travel again.
Okay. We'll meet each other on the other side.
Okay, so they go ahead and drive their boat into the canal. Now I have to raise the water to put us parallel to the train. Hi, Alex. How you doing? Go up the stairs, Kate. Why don't you? Someone commented, I think it was Safinda, that they're speaking Rosette, which I've never heard of. Apparently it's like a NADSET mixture of like French, German, and Russian? Does anyone know about that? Is that a real thing? Okay, so I think we went 4 and 1 now. Suddenly the lighting changes for unknown reasons. Alright, get ready for the sketchiest plan in the world that I was doubting constantly. Oh, I can just skip the cutscene. Cool. So we're gonna cross over now. Alex, I heard that there is a game jam going on this weekend. Is that right? That's some kind of something. Kaylee had some gamer friends here talking about it, and I was curious if you were in that. I do quite like this train station. It's a very neat concept. Okay.
Hey there!
Train.
It must be really...
What?
Excuse... My... Sure?
Wrong thing.
What do we do now to tie my train to the barge?
Mademoiselle tak loco coco mitchen.
What did your husband say?
You attach chain
Why do
to
we even let
train
him speak?
And chain put train with barge.
Hop. Catch it up.
Cool. Alex says, not taking part in any game jams at the moment. Busy with my main projects. Awesome. Keep working. You do good stuff. So now we take the hook and we attach it to this chain. So if it were me in this situation, I would be pretty damn not trusting of a boat towing my train from this angle. I would think it would just rip it right off the tracks and just destroy the entire train station. But sure enough, must have just put that thing in neutral, because she's rolling right along. This is about where I was ready to stop playing this chapter because I thought it was over. And then I got really frustrated when it kept on going. They really drag out Barrockstadt, I won't lie. But it's pretty. I can't complain. Now, who might that be?
Hello, Kate Walker here.
Miss Walker, this is Professor Ponce.
Shit.
I'm about to start my lecture on the Yukols at any moment. Please make haste to come.
Okay, I'll give it my best.
Now, hear me out.
Excellent.
If I was a game developer, I would now be very kind and just teleport Kate back to the lecture hall. But instead, they make me walk the whole 3 minutes to get there. Oh boy. I like that they made me walk past this whole vista in the first place. Anyhow, the professor has a pretty long lecture that will fill you in on some lore of the game. I was like pulling my hair out listening to it the first time because I was afraid it was going to be like actual college lecture length. And it comes close. It's probably like a good 7 minutes, maybe more. So I may just shut up and go refill my tea while that happens because I don't want to interrupt the poor man. And I've already seen it once. This guy must be so confused why I keep on coming back and forth. The thing which slows this game down the most in the navigation is definitely the stairs. There's no fast stairs animation. She goes us to take a step back and center herself. No, this way. My bad. I have to walk first up these stairs before I can go around the column.
Ah, there you are, Miss Walker. Good, good. Take a seat quickly. I'm impatient to start my lesson.
This university just makes me sad. There's like no one here. And he clearly means well. He's a studious guy. I don't know why she chooses to sit behind this projector because it's going to be loud as shit.
A very exciting discovery, unimaginable up until only a few hours ago, has come into my hands and has finally allowed me to complete my study on the mysterious Yukol people. Lights, please. The Yukols are a people from the far north about whom very little is known. They live far away, very far away, on the frozen borders of Siberia. This distance and the climatic conditions of the region, which are unfavorable to human existence, have limited the size of the Yukol population and kept it out of reach of the scientific world. The handful of slides that follow are actually the only documentation we have in our possession. It was a Russian explorer who made these drawings and took these photographs 100 or so years ago. Today, we owe what we know about the Yukol people and their culture to him. We know that the origins of the Yukols date back to the last ice age. Curiously, evidence of their presence has been found in western
Looks like I
Europe,
can
and
skip
more
the slides if I want
precisely
to.
in the prehistoric caves at the heart of the Alps. This people, it seems, undertook a long migration over centuries towards the far north of the globe. The reasons for this migration are due to the importance of the mammoth in their craft, trade, and culture. They used them for transportation and as beasts of burden. The mammoth brought them meat, skins, fat, and ivory. Man and animal lived in symbiosis. There's no doubt about it. Mammoths started to drift away from the region due to changing climatic conditions, and the Yukos followed them to the north, the edges of Syberia. Prehistoric cave drawings, identified as Yukol in origin, first led me to the extraordinary hypothesis that the Yukols had managed to domesticate the mammoth. They are, to the best of our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to represent a man riding a mammoth.
What do you think it'd be like if we
Today,
were like
because of this
domesticating
genuine
mammoths or
mammoth
elephants
skin
today
effigy,
and like had them doing
identified
industrial
by myself
jobs?
as an authentic Neolithic object, I can
Probably not
confirm
very
this
efficient
hypothesis.
post-industrial.
Yukol forebears managed to tame mammoths. Prehistoric man uses little imagination. He draws what he sees and represents scenes from real life. This familiar day-to-day object is actually a children's toy. As we have seen,
Maybe it was a Funko Pop.
Yukol
You
existence
don't
was
know that.
inextricably linked to that of the mammoth. They used its skin for clothing and to make the roofs and walls of their houses. They used the tusks to build the frameworks of their homes, as well as weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoth 12,000 years ago had no immediate effect on the Yukol's way of life. It seemed that for a long time after, the people maintained their strong bond with the mammoth through the centuries. As incredible as it may seem, the Yukol people have continued right up until the start of this century to feed themselves on mammoth meat and to use the skin for clothing and shelter. Their ivory craftwork
This is an
industry
interesting
is
theory that he
still
talks about now.
flourishing. It would appear that to preserve ancestral customs, the Yukols learned how to exploit through the centuries the large number of frozen mammoth carcasses that were perfectly preserved in the ice of the Siberian tundra. They have been able to live mainly off this enormous freezer stock for almost 30 centuries. As plausible as this explanation may seem, it seems it is not enough for the scientific community who, I will confess, is greatly perplexed by the question.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
In the absence of acceptable scientific
buddy.
evidence, we have to make do with Yukol shaman artifacts. The research department that I have the honor to represent today lends no credence to the myths and legends that these tribal charlatans peddle. We have to take their stories at face value, mere tales to while away the long Siberian winter. The legend of the Siberian ice ark is a very good example. You are invited to find out for yourselves from the pamphlet that I had passed around to you. This legend would have us believe that today, somewhere on a lost island to the north of Siberia, there are living mammoths still in existence, a sort of hangover from the Ice Age. This small herd has been miraculously preserved for more than 120 centuries by the Yukol's tender care. And the island on which the pachyderms are said to live is called Syberia. My friends, I advise you to resist the temptation you may have to believe in this pish and tish.
Pish
The island
and
of
tish.
Siberia is not charted on any map, and the idea that mammoths have survived to the 21st century is an idle scientist's pipe dream. The Yukols were sadly among the first victims of the colonization of continental Siberia led by the Russians in the 20th century. The Kolkhoz and Sovkhoz systems, as well as the exploitation, disdain, and humiliation people had to suffer, marked a definitive break in the Yukol's traditional lifestyle. Since the collapse of the communist regime, the Yukol population finds itself confronted with the same political and social upheavals that other Siberian communities are experiencing. There are two consequences to arise from this. Some Yukols have lost their tribal identity and have integrated into the Russian population. Others, however, have sought long and hard to re-establish links with their ancestral culture that was lost under the Soviet regime. Now, at the start of the 21st century, the last true surviving Yukols have gone to live on the vast territories of their ancestors. Nobody knows today where they live or how they survived. Their very existence would be a matter for speculation if they did not turn up periodically at the tundra's most isolated fur trading posts to exchange mammoth tusks for essential items. There ends my lecture for today.
Yay!
Thank you for being among us today, Miss Walker. Please make your way to the laboratory where you will find your mammoth doll. There are also photocopies of my lectures should you so require them.
Why is this professor not checking for understanding 2 out of 10? Because there's like no one in the classroom and everyone is sleeping and he's he also was probably deaf in both ears. Kaylee says, I actually saw a video recently where the scientists discovered a frozen mammoth or mammoth-adjacent carcass that was so well preserved and frozen that they were able to sample it and it did not taste good. Now listen, a man can tell me that mammoth does not taste good, but I won't believe him until I've had it myself. Shit, maybe I should go to Syberia. Start digging up frozen mammoths and thawing them. He also called us out. Well, this concludes our business at the university now that we've had that lore drop. I will miss the bandstand. I am very interested to see what the soundtrack in the next zone is going to be like. They've done a pretty good job of the Valladolid and Barrockstadt OST. Alright, if you thought we were going to be able to just take off like that, get ready for some serious bullshit. This is where I really start to associate with Kate. Of many of the characters in this game who can be annoying in testing, she's perfect. I love her because she is the perfect player character to go through this annoying-ass adventure. I want to mod the game to make her blonde and just replace her name with Kim. And just make her Kim Wexler. I'm assuming, though, that this place got bombed out way back in World War II. And this is present day when the game is made, so this is like 2003? 2004? And I suppose the place never financially recovered. Okay, so before I forget... Oh, we're just going to talk to Oscar.
Everything okay?
Yes, Kate Walker. I am waiting to continue our journey.
Who is Kim Wexler? She is the kick-ass girl boss lead of Better Call Saul next to Jimmy McGill. And it's so funny. I love her so much. I'm not being, like, facetious when I call her a girl boss. I think she's probably my favorite written female character ever. And it's so funny because she is also an American lawyer, a young professional, in the year 2003, which is when the show takes place and when this game was made. And they have the exact same initials, Kim Wexler and Kate Walker. So I just I keep on self-inserting Kim Wexler into this character. Train.
Speaking of
This train has no mechanical problems, Kate Walker. Winding the spring mechanism is standard service procedure.
Okay, Oscar, don't get all touchy about it. I didn't mean it like that.
Help.
Oscar, couldn't you just try giving...
My incompetence in this matter will only hinder you, Kate Walker.
Always thinking of others.
No, it's mission then.
Oscar, get ready. I'm going to start winding up the clockwork engine.
Good, Kate Walker. Then we can carry on our journey. An engineer prides himself
on punctuality. I know, Oscar, I know. I'm off.
Yes.
So before they catch me on it, I know that this train will not take off unless it's got all the key items on board. Oh, this reminds me. Oh, shit, no! Oh, my stupid ass left the mammoth doll all the way back in the laboratory. Ah. Damn it, they won't let me take off the train unless I had the mammoth doll, so now I have to walk all the way back to Barrockstadt. We hecking love to see it. Anyways, yeah, if I didn't say it, hard recommend on Better Call Saul. Love that show to death. That probably is like my single favorite piece of television ever. Even more so than Breaking Bad. I think that Breaking Bad is at times a more entertaining show because it's a lot more gung-ho. But Better Call Saul managed to do more with less, if that makes sense. It's a much more impressive and subtly written show. Also, Better Call Saul is, like, very tastefully made. It has the TV mature rating, so, like, if they wanted to, they could just fill it with, like, a bunch of gratuitous violence and guts and sex and lots of profanity. And instead, they are very, very conservative with their use of gratuity like that. Super, super well-produced show. Ariana says completely agree. Yeah, I am a die-hard Better Call Saul fan. I was too young to, like, watch Breaking Bad as it was coming out, but I was probably in, like, 6th grade when they first started dropping Better Call Saul. So I had to watch that through all the way. I get to flex about this when it comes up. I met Bob Odenkirk when I was probably 14 years old. He was doing a talk at a local university. I don't know if I should say which one, on comedy of all things, because he's a comedian by trade. That's an interesting thing I should mention now that I'm just on the Vincent Gilligan rabbit hole. He was doing a talk on some of his comedy shows that worked and some of them that did not work, and trying to, like, dissect why some jokes landed and why others didn't. It was sketch comedy. Kaylee says, "I will forever be jealous of you for this." But yeah, it was probably around the time I watched it. I don't even think 2 seasons of Better Call Saul had been on the air. Not watch it, but when I met him, he gave a speech at this university, packed lecture hall. Everyone just asked him a bunch of questions at the end, and he stuck around afterwards and answered some personal questions. And so I actually got a chance to go up to him. I shook the man's hand and I told him that when I was 11 years old, I binge watched all of Breaking Bad without my parents' knowledge or consent, and that he was my favorite character. I doubt he would remember me if I ever met him again and said I was the 11-year-old that shook your hand and said that he watched all of Breaking Bad. But yeah, I am not one for celebrity worship in general, but he literally is, like, the only actor I think I'd ever like to meet. Everyone else I just don't tend to think much of them. I don't tend to put people on pedestals. It was a really neat speech that he did, though, because part of it was that he literally was airing old clips from, like, his David Cross sketch show that he did. I think it was called Mr. Show or something like that. No, that might have just been David Cross's show. Bottom line, Bob Odenkirk was showing sketch comedy that he wrote and acted in that completely bombed, which is, like, a really rough thing to do. The guy was getting up in front of an entire lecture hall and displaying some of his worst comedy that did not play well, and it was, like, getting awkward or, like, nervous laughs from people at best. And then the whole point was that, like, he says, like, okay, so this comedy that I did sucked. Let's talk about why it sucked. And then, like, alternatively, he'd put one on that was good. And he would talk about why it succeeded. And it was, like, a really genuine, down-to-earth thing for him to do. To, like, be so self-analytical like that. That makes me so happy that he seemed like a decent guy. I'm so happy for you, but so jealous. Yeah. I can see how it would make people jealous, especially Kaylee, who reminds me of how jealous she is every time I bring it up. Alex says, I can top that. I actually met Willem Dafoe years ago. He spent some night at a B&B my mom used to own, and I was visiting her at the time. I saw, talked, and took a photo with him that he signed. Oh, that's pretty damn cool. I remember thinking maybe I should ask Bob for an autograph, but I did not want to be. I wanted to look cool in front of Bob Odenkirk. Okay, I had to be cool for Saul Goodman. I did not want to risk overwhelming the man. Anyhow, we have a Barrockstadt voice cylinder that we should go ahead and pop into here. So we'll see what's on this, because I low-key forget. There we get another cutscene here.
Hans, I have some very sad news. Our father is dead.
Oh.
He passed away peacefully last Sunday in his sleep.
Yes, so Anna sent this to her brother.
Lonely now.
Father had been but a shadow of himself since your departure. I had to take care of everything for him. Housework, factory paperwork, the workforce, clients, everything. And now, today, well, I really don't know who or what I'm fighting for. Times are so hard. And this terrible war is destroying everything. Nobody cares for our automatons anymore. I just think about you returning. And when you do return, I will have turned this factory into a palace worthy of your genius. Please take care of yourself. I love you so much, Anna.
I do appreciate a good point-and-click story game like this that clearly wants to have been a movie. Because it has good like cinematic direction for a good bit of it. I like these cutscenes. But yes, on the note of the Bob Odenkirk thing, I can happily attest that he was a down-to-earth and good guy. I think too many celebrities are just narcissists full of themselves. I'm also just incredibly judgmental of celebrities by the sheer basis that they are celebrities. But he was a good dude, and I think that unless he's got like skeletons rattling around in his closet, I don't want to like take a bullet for the guy, because everyone loved Bill Cosby at a time too. According to me, from what I've met from him, he seems like a good guy, and I will leave it at that. And I forgot to open up the thing. Why does pulling a lever at the train station open a compartment on the train? What sense does that make? Oh my god, another phone call! Is this one our boss?
Hello?
Where are you?
Yeah, it's our husband.
Hi, Dan.
That's right.
I'm in Barrockstadt.
The old ball and chain.
What? Is that a town? I hope the man you're looking for lives there. Are you coming home soon?
From what I gather, it's one huge university with an extraordinary station aviary. If you could only see it, there are trees and birds everywhere. It's so weird here.
This guy is like Ned, but
Sounds
1,000
like a great
times
place
more
for a bit of
angry.
sightseeing. So, are you coming back soon?
I don't think so. In fact, the train I'm traveling on has some kind of a mechanical problem. We've been forced to stop here.
Us? I thought you were alone. Who's with you?
A fucking
Oscar,
robot,
the
Dan.
train engineer.
You're messing
Sorry,
around with
automaton.
mechanics now, are you?
Don't be so stupid, Dan, please. Oscar's an automaton created by Mr. Varlberg, the man I'm looking for. And he's not any old robot. He's a sophisticated butler type, if you see what I mean. He's a bit obsessive as well.
Sophisticated butler type.
I don't know what they're feeding you in Europe, but don't you think it's time that you came home?
But my mission still isn't finished.
To hell with your mission. I don't know why you accepted it in the first place. If you just stuck to the middle of the road, then we wouldn't be in this mess.
We? If there's any mess, it's me who's in it. And while I'm trying to come to grips with strange towns, you, my darling, are sitting at home on your butt. I seem to remember we had nothing against my departure.
It was only going to be 2 or 3 days, Kate. Please, try to put yourself in my shoes.
Your shoes. Not only do I have to fit myself into your diary, but I've got to get myself into your shoes as well.
Tell him, Kate.
Is there anywhere else Sir would like me to put myself while we're on this subject?
Look, I don't want to talk about it now. Call me back when you've calmed down.
I was perfectly calm before I picked up your call. I only wanted a few words of encouragement, not your disdain. Was that too much to ask?
Fuck
You
Dan.
can be such a selfish...
Mammoths
one to
are
know one,
way more
sweetheart.
important. Mammoths before marriage, Kate. Anyways, yeah, Kaylee says for some reason this phone cutscene reminds me of the skit I had to do for one of my acting classes, where I played a lady getting into an argument with her husband. Yes, that happened. I will address the allegations. This indeed occurred. I had to take an acting class because even though I'm in video post-production, I'm technically in the film school, so they make me do a bunch of prereqs like that. And it was a fucking funny final. I did not hate acting class. If you just treat it like you're playing a game, it's fun. Alright, Oscar, let's get the hell out of here.
Everything okay?
Yes, Kate Walker. I am waiting to continue our journey.
Then let's go.
Oscar, if you tell me one more time something's missing, I'll...
Everything is ready. Take your seat, Kate Walker. We are leaving.
I'll... Okay...
And we're all set. Now, Oscar, there's actually a giant wall in front of us. I don't know if you noticed. Watch him just plow into it. quite the journey. So yeah, we pull ahead about 20 feet, and now we have to go to the ticket office. I hate Hans Vorarlberg so much for programming out Oscar like this. This shit is so annoying.
What are you doing there, Oscar?
It is imperative that we comply with railroad and customs regulations, Kate Walker.
Oscar, don't you think we could drop the trifling details once and for all?
We need an exit visa to get beyond the wall, Kate Walker.
And you wouldn't know where I could get one of them from, would you?
There is usually some form of authority stationed at a guard post that is strategically positioned to issue such a visa.
Okay, so he says get the visa before we can leave. And there's a guard post up there that we're gonna have to get to now. He's kind of giving me the same vibes as a 6-year-old Anakin Skywalker designing C-3PO so that he can't translate Sith language in protocol with the freaking Republic code. Gosh, what was that? Rise of Skywalker had that stupid piece of lore in it. Man, I hate that movie. Okay, so this is the spooky ass Saw 2 looking hallway, Saw 1 looking hallway. Oh my god!
Hello?
Am I just now getting reception up here?
Oh, is that you? What's going on?
Well, I finally got the mechanical train wound.
Okay, I think this is
and
our
I
coworker.
hope it's going to take me to Hans Vorarlberg. I had to sort things out with a couple of weirdo sailors, and they probably ripped me off. But now I'm blocked behind this massive wall. You should see it. It's huge.
I'm not talking about that. I want to know what's going on with Dan.
Is it that bad?
What do you mean?
Is his brain like already melting?
And he said you'd argue.
That's a bit over the top. Things got a bit heated the last time we called, that's all. No need to go overboard.
I don't mean to be melodramatic, but he didn't seem in such great shape. He had his down in the dumps head on.
Well, that's too damn
like
bad.
Dan has a down in the dumps head.
Well, yeah, when that shock of hair flops over his forehead and his eyes mist up and his eyebrows kind of crease together.
I'd never noticed. Maybe I did go a bit too far, but he's got such a goody two-shoes image of me that sometimes I just lose it. And this case is taking up a lot of headspace. I was just looking for a bit of compassion.
Well, you sure got mine. So, what's going down?
Like I said before, I'm kind of getting somewhere, but it's slow. This Hans Vorarlberg guy is getting more and more fascinating by the day.
Fascinating is one word for it.
Well, anyway, it doesn't sound like you're bored. Not like back here in the office. Every day is boredom day. Just no fun without you. When are you coming back?
Shouldn't be long, I hope. Look, I've got to go. See you soon.
Well, call us again real soon.
I'll try.
Goodbye. Just gonna drop that one a little short. I think we go this way. Okay, for a second I thought I forgot yet another item at the university, but I think we're good. I would have just uninstalled the game and ended the stream if that were the case. I'm just gonna turn into Coop and fall in with the train, god damn it. So anyway, here's this guy who I feel very, very bad for.
Good day to you, sir.
Get that 2-quarter turn. 3 steps,
Captain
exactly 3.
Malatesta, Commander-in-Chief of the Barrockstadt border post, at your service, madam.
Commander Pixis here. Mission.
I need a visa to cross the wall and to continue my journey to the east. They told me that you are the only person in a position to issue such a visa.
Indeed. This responsibility is part of my duties. However, I am not currently issuing visas because nobody must venture beyond the wall.
And why not?
The Titans,
It's far too dangerous, in particular for a lady of your standing who is traveling unescorted.
Dangerous? What exactly do you mean, Captain?
The enemy, miss. The enemy. I've been observing them for several years through my telescope.
Several
There's one
years?
particular horseman stationed yonder. He's a scout from the invading enemy army, and he's been spying on us. So I have to be extremely vigilant. He knows that I know he's there, you understand? And as long as I keep my eye on him, he won't dare try anything.
For several years.
Sure?
Please, take a look for yourself.
Okay, I kind of I should try talking about these other things with him, because I want to know what he would say.
Is the person who takes care of the gate anywhere around?
There is no person who takes care of the gate. Believe you me, ma'am. I have been the one and only guardian of this gate since 1968. That year, I took over the position from the late Lieutenant Colonel Malatesta, my own father.
Damn.
In that case, can you tell me how the mechanism works? It sure looks complicated to me.
Not at all. It is child's play for anyone who takes the time to work out its surprisingly straightforward logic. And from the looks of your locomotive, it shouldn't pose you any problems.
Why do you say that?
When I caught sight of your formidable locomotive, I immediately said, heavens, only Hans Vorarlberg could design such an engine. And I know what I'm talking about, ma'am, because he invented the gate's original mechanism. It was his last creation here in Barrockstadt.
Interesting. I
So
didn't
you
catch
know Hans Vorarlberg?
No, I mean, not personally. I was only a baby when he stayed in Barrockstadt. My father spoke often of him, and I knew about his inventions. He left very many things behind him.
I know.
In any case, I noticed that his fantastic knack for inventing has not deteriorated with age. How's he doing?
I don't know. In fact, I don't actually know him. I'm searching for him. An inheritance matter. I hope his train is going to lead me to him.
And why not? His inventions are always full of surprises.
It's very interesting to me that the game still tries to pull off the Hans Vorarlberg faked his death, because it just seems like common knowledge of where he went. That, yeah, I'm Hans Vorarlberg. What are you going to do about it? So if we take a look at this telescope, this here is the enemy. How do we focus?
How strange. I can't see a Cossack horseman at all. There's just a dead tree in the middle of an empty plain. That poor captain must have really bad eyesight.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. But you know what we can do to help matters is we can drug him. That's actually what we're doing. Pour some wine under these glasses, spike his drink.
Look, broken glasses. If they belong to the captain, then he sure has eye problems going by those lenses.
Oh man. So yeah, the Yongle Cola powder, we read
Colonel,
about this
sir.
in a book. And it basically improves eyesight.
But you have the air of a great officer.
We're looking at each other through a telescope.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid that we frontier soldiers are often forgotten by the military administration.
Ah, there's no justice. I sympathize with you, Captain. Let us forget our worries for a moment and have a little drink together in the name of friendship.
It would be my pleasure, miss, but the regulations strictly forbid it.
Come on. A little glass of wine never hurt anybody, and nobody need know.
Especially not Dan.
Wine, miss? You are putting me in a very delicate situation.
Don't deny yourself, Captain. Just a little glass. I assure you, it is excellent.
Well, perhaps just a drop.
Oh, maybe just a sip. Look at this stupid way he walks. What being blind does to a man?
Here's your glass. To your good health, Captain.
And to yours, miss.
Yeah, a glass of wine would never hurt Commander Pixis in particular. It's been spiked with Titan syrup.
It's been a long time since I've drunk wine in such pleasant company. I admit, it is excellent.
Isn't it?
Watch him
You
turn into a
wouldn't think
Titan
it came from
right now.
Barrockstadt. It is made from the Amazon forest Sauvignon grape that has been miraculously conserved and cultivated in the station garden.
Yeah, just magic school bus.
Well. The university authorities kept that one to themselves.
You know, Captain, it is essential that I continue my journey eastwards.
Please, don't even think about it. As I've said, it's extremely dangerous. The enemy is spying on us.
Perhaps your Cossack horseman isn't quite what you thought. Perhaps it's just a dead tree
I could
twisted
never
into a strange
do
shape.
this to this guy.
You should take another look.
If I
never
was in
know.
this situation and
Come on,
learned
Captain.
that he was
Give
just
it a try.
mistaking a
So
tree
be
for
it. I will
horseman
make
for 2
this
years.
concession to the fairer sex, miss.
I would legit
Does
just
seem
feel so bad
quite
I'd abandon the quest and like never tell him. Let him die on the hill, defending against the tree.
Incredible.
That
How
look.
is this possible? By what strange magic? How could I have been so wrong for so long? The enemy was only a tree. I'm so ashamed.
Yeah, I would be
It's
too.
not that bad, Captain. It's only human to make mistakes, after all.
Your dad is so
tree.
disappointed in you.
Nothing but a dead tree.
Pull yourself together, Captain. It's okay. And now I suppose there's nothing stopping you from issuing me a visa?
Yes, of course.
He's
There is no more danger.
uninstalling.
All these years. And now the Cossack has gone. There is nothing left to watch.
Captain, you should be delighted. From now on, you don't have to stay pinned to your watchtower. Travel can start up again normally. You will be able to resume your regular duties like issuing entrance and exit visas.
Is this whole university
You are right.
dead because he has been
I will
saying
sign
it's
you a
dangerous
visa
outside?
to cross the wall frontier immediately. 1,000 apologies. Here, miss.
Thank you. Authorization to cross the border, blah blah blah. Gate Commander Malatesta.
Thank you, Captain. And keep your eyes open.
Miss, if we could keep this between ourselves, please. For the sake of my honor, you understand?
I'm so telling
have my promise,
girls
Captain.
at the office about this. I forget her name. Look at this goofy walk he does. Alright, goodbye forever, Captain Malatesta. I tell you, one thing that has really surprised me about this chapter is that I was so sure that we were going to have Momo be revealed as like a stowaway on the train. The young boy from Valladolid hitched a ride. But I guess that didn't actually happen. It struck me as a character that they were going to keep around for the long haul.
Oscar, can't you please forget about procedure just for once?
Your request is refused, Kate Walker.
Oscar?
You neglect.
What nerve! And you refuse to lend a helping hand. Help that could have been invaluable to me.
I agree, Kate Walker.
If you weren't so obsessed by procedure, we wouldn't have had a hitch.
I am not entirely convinced, Kate Walker.
Oscar, please, let's get in the train and leave, can we?
I associate
Yes,
with her
Kate
so hard
Walker.
right now.
Give me the visa.
Okay.
Yes.
Where is the visa? Do I have it? Exit visa. Take this shit.
Here is the visa. I hope it's regulation, my dear Oscar.
It is regulation. Here is your ticket.
Thank you, bastard. Departing from Barrockstadt.
Have a good journey, Kate Walker.
So, can we go now?
Indeed, we are already very late, Kate Walker.
And whose fault is that? Sorry, I still have a lot of pent-up anger. All aboard.
Your ticket, please.
You know, Oscar, you might not think so, but I also know a thing or two about procedure. And that's one bit of procedure I'm not going to forget about easily.
As you wish, Kate Walker.
Yes. For once, we're going to do things as I wish.
What do you mean? I don't know what she meant by that. Just take the damn ticket.
Here you go, Oscar.
Thank you, Kate Walker. Now, please return to your seat, Kate Walker.
Yes, Oscar. Immediately, Oscar.
I kind of feel like we're taking out a lot of the frustration on him that Dan gave us. And thus ends the Barrockstadt chapter. If I'm not mistaken, this is like the halfway point of the game. This is a big, meaty game. Maybe not even. Which is, again, why we're doing streams now. I've got a bit of time left, so how about we get to the next chapter, and we'll take a look around, meet some people, maybe. And then I think we'll call stream in maybe 30-ish. That is a really cool game. One of the highlights of this game is just how cool they make the mechanisms look for all the steampunk shit. God, that poor man. Now we are suddenly in Blue Moon Canyon. Yeah, don't ask me. Giant hammer and sickle automaton, man. Welcome to what I'm pretty sure is called Komskolgrad. I have no damn clue what this place is. It looks like it's just giant, scary Russian place in the middle of nowhere. And I think we will go ahead and be departing now. Oh, Oscar's not even here. Let's have a look around. I've never played past this point. This place looks like Dragon Spear mixed with Fallout New Vegas. Look, a lever. Is it like a mining elevator? I think it is. We are not getting reception down here. Just don't answer it, Kate.
Hello? Hello?
Kate, it's Dan. Can you hear me?
Damn it, Dan.
Dan, is that you? I can't hear you so good. Dan?
Hey, let's talk. It's about the last conversation. Are you still mad at me? Come on, it's important.
Dan, you're breaking up. I'll try
no,
and call
Dan,
you when
I'm
I get out of
breaking
this
up with
mine.
You. Kate, what's happening? Listen, we've got to talk.
Look, the line's just getting worse and worse. I'm
howling
hanging up.
and snarling, teeth and claws. Okay, well, we're in a mine shaft now.
This thing's jammed.
That's probably the game's way of saying you're not supposed to be here yet. Sure, I'll go running into the dark tunnel.
It's too dark to continue. I might lose my way.
Okay, most sensible thing you've said this whole game, Kate. I hope to find another human somewhere. Or automaton, I'm not picky. No, don't send it up, get in the elevator. Alex says, look in the rooms of the cabin. I will do that. Something in the back room, maybe? Have you lied to me, Alex? It's gonna look at my suitcase.
No point when.
No. Scary word filter of ghost dogs. I don't know, maybe I take the mammoth with me again?
I don't need that for the time being.
Guess not. Well, if there's something important in here, I'm sure I'll find it eventually. Try going this way. Can I go talk to Oscar from the cockpit engine, whatever you call it?
Kate Walker! Kate Walker!
Oscar, what's going on? Why has the train stopped? Where are we?
The springs of the train are unwound again, Kate Walker. As for the question pertaining to our geographical location, I really haven't the slightest idea.
Good thing that we stopped right at a
you
train
better
station.
get looking for a winding machine, my dear Oscar. I hope that this place actually has one.
The air here is so polluted that I could not possibly risk leaving
What
the
do you
locomotive.
need air for?
My joints might corrode irreparably.
You're just making up excuses.
Let's see.
First it was too humid, and now it's too polluted. Come the hell on.
Let's hope Hans Vorarlberg once lived here as well. Maybe he planned for his locomotive's unplanned stop and installed a winding machine as well. Otherwise, it's not looking great for the rest of the journey.
Do not forget that Hans Vorarlberg is a genius in the true sense of the word.
But is he a genius with a sense of forward planning?
We will find that out when we find the winding machine.
My God, Oscar, what would I do without you?
Oh, Oscar.
See you soon, Oscar.
I shall stay right here, Kate Walker.
Kaylee says me coming up with reasons to stay in my apartment. Yeah. Well, we can have a good thorough look around. So what happens to Kate if the air is polluted? Yeah, how come the air is too polluted for the robot but not for the human? Sorry, I didn't mean to use the R word like that. Automaton.
That door is locked. I've got to find another way around.
So this place is clearly like some kind of mining establishment. Is it totally deserted? That would actually be kind of freaky if it was an entire chapter with just no people around. What's up this ladder? Oh, a bed. Someone sleep up here?
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
I spy a Vorarlberg cross. Okay. So there's something going on up here. What's this? Another one of those voice cylinders. Huh. Hans Vorarlberg, you must have been smoking something when you designed this one. I don't know what I'm supposed to infer from that. And, lever key something. Who lived here? Well, I guess we'll go ahead and start playing that voice cylinder. Just realized that there's a pickaxe and a shovel on the side of the train. I wonder if those will ever become important. Whoa. Komkolsgrad voice cylinder. Let's give it a listen.
And if I were to watch one of those cylinders again?
Yes, like the cylinder you have right here.
My dear brother, what joy to have news of you after your long silence during the war years. So, you're working for the Russians now.
Oh, shit.
I tell you, we've been hearing some worrying stories about them here. Just your description of that dingy factory makes me cough. But it's so good to hear that your talent is being recognized for its true value, and that your automaton creations are taking the place of workers for all those menial jobs.
Dude.
I'm so proud that Vorarlberg automatons are making such a contribution, even if it is small, to the improvement of people's lives. Meanwhile, back in Valladolid, we've been licking our wounds after the war.
She says
years.
Valladolid.
Some people have returned, others not. Life is slowly coming back, but it's taking time. All my love, Anna.
So after the war, he got put behind the Iron Curtain. He's working for Stalin. Shit. He's got an entire mechanized mineshaft. If I recall it, saltwater air causes automatons to have issues, okay? I mean, I believe you. I just think it's funny that Oscar always has an excuse. Well, I don't know what you thought was going to trigger when we came into this cabin, Alex, but whatever it is, it doesn't seem to have happened yet. Oh, man. Maybe I ought to have a closer chat with Oscar now. There was some dialogue with him that I glossed over.
Oscar, what's going on? Why has the train stopped? Where are we?
The springs of the train are unwound.
Well,
right.
Gosh, it's really gloomy here. I wonder where on earth I'm going to find a winding machine.
I have total confidence in you, Kate Walker. You are, after all, a brave and resourceful woman.
Thank you, Oscar.
Yeah, right.
Hypocrite! The subtitles did not quite match there, but that gave me a good laugh.
We just keep stopping. When will we ever get to the end of this journey?
Simply wind up the spring, and we can set off immediately.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Why can't we just carry a cross with us?
Let's hope Hans Vorarlberg once lived...
Okay, we already asked that one. Help?
Oscar, you couldn't make a little effort for just this once. If we both went looking for the winding machine, the two of us together might find it quicker.
You are in all probability correct, Kate Walker. But the high level of heavy metal miasma that pollutes the atmosphere could cause havoc to my wheelwork.
So that's why you're just standing exposed in the open air right now. Cool.
Okay, let's try looking on the bright side here. I need to stretch my legs.
Is there something wrong, Kate Walker? Are you uncomfortable? Are the passenger facilities on this train substandard? I shall draw up a formal complaint form for you immediately.
Are you calling me a bitch?
No, Oscar, everything's fine.
I think he's mocking me.
A little walk will do me good. That's all. See you soon, Oscar.
I shall stay right.
Good. He was totally being sarcastic, Kate. Oscar is sassing you now. Okay. Is this door open now? Or am I looking at it from a weird angle? Nope, it's still closed. Maybe back down the other way, there's something I can do. Oh, you know what? I have that lever that I bet will illuminate the mine shaft. Guess we'll go back down. We need to put Oscar and C-3PO in a room together and see what happens. I would like to see that. Okay, this will probably bring the mine shaft to life. One might think. One might hope. One could aspire even? No, I guess not. I'm supposed to... What's this thing?
I don't need to do that.
Well, shit, mister.
If that's going to work...
Are you sure I don't use the handle here? I don't know. Seems like a place a handle would go. That's just me. I might just be quacking crazy.
That looks like a ventilation duct.
What do you want me to do about it?
That...
Man, this mine's pretty spooky. Does the handle work in that little room that overrides the train? Holy shit, you're probably right. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, let's go up there, Maddie. I totally forgot that. Hey, that was a Treasure in the Royal Tower elevator noise. You can't slide that past me. Love that noise. So what happens if, like, we activate this giant robot commie man, and he just, like, charges the train with his hammer and sickle and destroys it? We do not know what the purpose is of this thing. They're a bit better about the ladder animations in this chapter. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Precisely so. Oh my god, he's coming. Anti-Liberty Prime robot, you're right. I need to see this thing in Liberty Prime fight. This is Communism Prime. Come even closer, why don't you? Oscar's probably shitting himself right now. Oh, there's another one on that side. What happens if I just crash into him? He won't allow me to come any closer. Oh, now this button works. Yo! Just like that? That easily? Okay, we wound up the train. We are good to go.
I can't go that way.
What are you talking about? What do you mean you can't go that way? Is there a problem here, Kate? Oh, I guess we have to move him back. Okay, he doesn't have to go all the way back, does he? Now can I dip out of here? Oh. Can I jump this? It's a control booth of some kind. Huh. Well, no need to go goofing off up there. May I continue going down the ladder now, Kate? No, I guess I do have to take it all the way back. Oh, I can skip that animation. That's good to know. Okay. What?
Hey, you there!
Who the hell are you, sir? That guy just got off my train. Hello, Tricia. Now wait just a doggone minute now. That wasn't Oscar, was it?
That door is locked. I've got to find a...
No, wherever he went, he's escaped into it now. Oh my god.
Yes?
Kate, can you hear me this time?
Dan,
Yes,
it's
I can
over.
hear you just perfectly, Dan, but I can't talk to you now
Just
in
leave
a
him,
real
Kate.
hurry.
I wanted to say sorry. I know
He
I
doesn't
wasn't
mean
very
it.
understanding. I'm feeling a bit bad about it.
Okay.
Dan
you're
is
a real
temporary.
sweetheart, but I've got to leave you now.
Russian
I'm not
Orthodox
angry with
score
you,
is
so don't
forever.
worry. I've just got to catch up to someone.
Feel
and
the
quick.
Tchaikovsky, Kate.
Kate,
Leave
Kate,
that man.
It's really important.
I'll call you back, Dan. I'm sorry.
Okay. He's just like, okay, there's something really important you need to know about. No, this is an adventure game and I need to conveniently ignore you. Oh shit, Oscar is gone. What could have happened to Oscar, I wonder? So I'm not allowed to hate on Ned, but as soon as Dan steps into the picture, says Kaylee. Well, Kaylee, there's a difference because Dan is an asshat and I hate him. And we're in a loveless marriage and I need to do something about it. Okay, what's this event in the cabin that you're talking about? No one took the
My God,
mammoth.
Oscar. Oscar, talk to me.
Holy shit, Oscar. I suddenly don't feel safe. What are these bolt snippers down here? How lucky that these were just sitting there. No, don't put it in your pocket, actually. Use it to... Never mind, then. Leave him tied up. He's not as annoying this way. Keep talking like that, and I'm gonna end up unearth your... You're
Are you
gonna
okay?
unearth my angry
Why,
wife
it is
college
absolutely
skit.
inadmissible, intolerable, and indescribable. I have been attacked.
You poor thing.
What do you mean you've been attacked?
You only had it coming
My
4
hands,
times over.
I no longer have them. They have been stolen.
God, you haven't got your hands. But who did this? What's going on here?
We can be sure of one thing, Kate
I was
Walker,
on your
that this heinous crime was committed by a barbarian, a dysfunctional individual whose behavior lacks all finesse.
In Russia,
Did
these
you
are
get a look
our
at your
hands.
attacker?
Oscar,
Tell
not
me
your
exactly
hands.
how it happened.
I was standing here polishing up my metalwork. I was just thinking that with all the dust in the air, it would be a good idea to...
Oscar.
I was very busy, and I suddenly felt 2 powerful arms grab me from behind and tie me up before I had the chance to defend myself. I wanted to call out, but my attacker gagged me before I could emit the slightest sound. Then he dismantled my hands with a terrifying pair of pliers. It was horrible.
I can believe it, my poor Oscar.
Well, I mean,
but
were they
did you
destroyed
see
or did he
him?
steal them?
He was a real barbarian, I tell you. He had bloodshot eyes, steel teeth, and brown scaly skin.
What?
And he emitted foul odors. He was a monster, Kate Walker. A real monster. And he had... a weapon.
Oscar, please calm down. Everything's going to be all right.
Dude is armed? Armed and dangerous?
Anything else you remember, Oscar?
I have told you everything. And I'd rather not think about it anymore.
Someone get this guy a shock towel.
Right, Oscar. Let's go find this hand bandit. And this time, we're not going to be such a pushover.
The handed.
Kate Walker, please do not think that this problem does not concern me. But if it's all the same to you, I would so much prefer to stay here, just to be on the safe side. An engineer never abandons his train, after all.
Yeah, he is like doubly
Yeah,
useless
sure.
now.
Another good reason not to lend a... I mean, not to help me out.
Kate Walker,
Whoops.
even an automaton deserves a little compassion. I have just been savagely assaulted. Oh, I can feel one of my spasms coming on. I am on the verge of a clockwork breakdown. And all you do is accuse me of being selfish.
All you do is ask
Okay,
for
take a
tickets and
rest,
visas,
Oscar.
man.
You're not much use without your hands anyway. Right, I'm done. Take care of yourself, Oscar.
Good luck, Kate Walker. And don't forget me.
Handits is what I'm going to call my subscriber base from now on. That's great. Well, so there is an armed, scaly lizard man with a weapon somewhere. I think we're going to call stream soon, but I will investigate a little bit more. Maybe another 10 minutes or so. Let's try getting back up into the boxer from Animal Farm over here. and see if we can't use the pliers to break into that little panel in the ceiling. I wonder if what they're alluding to is that it's another automaton, like an evil automaton who stole his hands. That would make sense. Maybe his hands broke and he needs new ones. But like, why would Hans Vorarlberg make one automaton to fight his other automaton? This is such a puzzling situation. So hopefully the bolt cutters is all I need to rip through this wall. Yes. That's so satisfying. It's like a cartoon. Just eat through the damn wall. That's kind of terrifying. It's just a scary ass screen of Kate right there. Breaking into your house. Well, what are these canisters? A spark plug. Why does it look like a Tsarist soldier? Some kind of machinery going on in there. Maybe that spark plug is what we need to get the lights working in the mine shaft. No smoking. Now this is starting to look like dead money.
I can't go that way.
Alright, well if that's all there is in here, then I bet we do need to use that spark plug on the mine shaft downstairs. Is there nothing else up here? Nor, I suppose not. So we saw in that little flashback that they had like a bunch of little automaton workers in this place. That is actually pretty noble of Hans that he was using his technological know-how to try to like save the laborers of the Soviet Union from dying in like horrible mine accidents by replacing them with machines. Although I suppose they had to do some kind of work to eat. I can feel the sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Okay. There we go. Spark plugged. That's neat. Yay, the whole place is lit up now. Deeper into the mines we go. Damn, this is a really well-designed mineshaft level. Why are there TVs in here? What a strange place. Gesundheit. Thank you, Kaylee. Another elevator. Will this take me up towards people? More televisions. More Treasure Norrell Tower elevator noises. There are just no humans here, are there? Which I'm cool with. This game had too many humans in the last chapter. What does that say? Something in Cyrillic. It's kind of beat up. Potoru Dunamas, yeah, something. I swear I could read that if it wasn't so fucked up. What's this thing back here?
That door is locked.
Yeah, I'll say. It's like the most locked a door can get. Is that a church organ? Like a giant pipe organ? Oh, if so, that is so sick. There's an organist! There's an automaton organist! Holy shit! Okay, we got like a screwdriver or an awl? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh my god, I cannot wait to have the spooky automaton organist in full swing. It's gonna be awesome. I'm such a chud. I love the organ so much. Okay, maybe there's something at the bottom of the elevator that we missed too. No, I guess it's just one way. Damn. Alright, well we have our work cut out for us. It's 4:30 now, it's been a good meaty stream, and we've made some strides. Next time, I'm even more looking forward to this game because we'll be coming in it and I won't have any spoilers because there was a bit of catch-up today. Otherwise, I think I'll save it here, and I will say that while I am still going to keep on playing this game, I am beginning a new series tomorrow that I will be uploading the first episode of tomorrow. And it is much more mystery horror, maybe even horror mystery. But I'm about 2 episodes recorded, and I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely akin to my interests, and I hope you will all enjoy it. Otherwise, I did just save the game, right? Yeah, I did. Good. Thank you all for tuning in. This is a slow and subtle game, but I am a fan of slow and subtle. So I hope to catch you all next week. Maybe we'll call it same place, same time. And otherwise, hope you all have a nice day. Nice weekend, too. This is a nice way to start the weekend. And vote for Holt, that also. There's Pat Roach again.